Morning guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. On the road to go work the dogs, Tractor Supply, and then Home Depot. I've got Draco the German Shepherd with me, and Draco the little Dutch Shepherd that just came in. Now the Dutch Shepherd is what I wanted to talk about today. Dutch Shepherd is owned by a professional dog trainer that's done pretty good by himself. You know, we had some history in our past. I don't want to go into it too much, but reality and truth, when he first came in, he was a lot like a lot of these people that are out there that hang a shingle up. And he's a perfect example of that. You know, hang a shingle up and claim you know it, and you fake it until you make it, or you don't make it, right? This gentleman's still been in the business. So we ran across each other, and he's ended up becoming a pretty darn good trainer. He's now got 3 or 4 dogs under his belt that I've seen the work, and I know what he's doing. And now I've got this little puppy in my hands. It's a Rocky. I swear to God, this dog's been cloned. He is Rocky and then some. It's just amazing. So, excellent dog. He's done a great job with his imprint. The dog's 7 months old now. He told me, I thought it was 9, but it's actually 7 months old. And he's done a great job with the dog's imprint and his start, right? The dog understands luring, he's got everything in the bag that he needs to have. And the communication baseboard's exactly what I do because he emulates me. And not that he's doing everything with me. He's gone to a lot of different good people and he's learned, he's grown. But for the most part, his flashy, his style, his demos and everything he's doing, and then more importantly, the communication baseboard, the no, good, and yes, the communication baseboard and the marker training is set. And it's everything that I taught him and when I first met him, and he had a dog from me, and I was pretty upset that he went out and tried to act like he did all the training. And some of you guys have been watching my videos for a while, know who this is. So bottom line though, I've got to give the kid credit, because it'd be kind of like, and I go back to my guitar playing, I just constantly relate it to that because it's so much like that, you know. If I went to a Spanish guitar and I was learning how to do the piccolo, you know, the real fancy Spanish guitar that they have, and I found a guy that was, his name was known by everybody, and I wanted to work under this gentleman, you know, and he was the person. So I would go to him, and boom, he gave me the privilege of coming underneath his wing. I would emulate everything, and I would try to bend that sound. I would try to make that beautiful music and be as good as him, right? That would be my mentor, and I would go after that, right? Well, that's what this gentleman's done. I am his mentor, and it makes me feel so honored, you know, so honored. And I'm not saying I made this kid, because remember what I said. The only one that's going to be able to do it for you and put the hard work in is you. You got to get in that room and you got to noodle on that guitar. You got to get the calluses. You got to get the fingers got to bleed. That work that you end up becoming a master at your craft is so much akin to that. Making music or training, how much is art, how much is science, right? We always talk about that. There's a lot of art in dog training, there really is. And so I've got to give it credit, and I feel so humbled and so honored that this gentleman would kind of model his style after me and learn and grow. But you know something? I'm always telling you that you never stop learning, you never stop growing. You can always learn from anybody, right? This kid now has more in the bag as far as his perfection and exactness within what he's training, the exactness that the sport requires in his craft than I do, okay? That's because I find it hard to push to that level. I'm busy, I've got a lot of clients, all the good stuff, every excuse you could think of, but how much am I willing to reach that exactness, right? So I find myself in my heart feeling I need to go back to this kid, and I need to, you know, we need to get a relationship based on mutual respect, and I need to back up and see what this guy's got to teach me, because he has now honed his craft to be better than I am in a lot of ways, you know, and I admire that, I respect that, and again, it humbles me, it really does, because I know where it all started from. But remember, my attitude comes from seeing this happen over 30 years again and again, and it's so perpetual, it's constant, people hanging out shingles, acting like they know what they're friggin' doing, and they don't have a friggin' clue, okay? And then they fake it until they make it, right? And that's a big problem with our industry, you know? I wish more of them would understand they need to go to a school, they need to get really acquire a certification under their belt, and then go work for somebody and mentor under somebody, work for a company that you admire and respect, work for them for 2 years. And like I did, this is how I got started. I never got a certificate, but I've been in the trenches eating, sleeping, breathing dogs and sleeping in the back of kennels and working for people off and on over the years for 30 years plus, right? So again, it comes back to that whole thing. If that's the way I would do it, this gentleman didn't do it this way. He did it the way that all the kids are doing it. And he faked it until he made it. And now I've got some respect for him. And he brings me Draco, and I see what he's put into that dog. And it's like, damn, everything that I put into a dog is there. He's hit every little thing. It's great. So back to what I'm doing. I'm doing as I always do. I take 2 or 3 days to bond with the dog, get in his head, and figure out what am I going to do for this gentleman that I can be the best benefit to the dog and the best benefit to him. Reality and truth is not heel, sit down, stay. Okay, the dog's not weak, don't get me wrong, but the dog needs a lot more environmental, agility, confidence building. This is what I do when I do my imprinting when I have puppies, right? This dog's 7 months old, and it's not that he's been robbed of any of this. He's taken them out, but I can sense that the dog is not really flying high. Like when he did that high flying and he got him into dock diving and all that, that's because I taught the dog how to high fly without how I have him hitting the tugs. And I do a lot of things within my build that's a relationship with me and my young dogs. And I do it with all my young dogs. It's part of my confidence building. It's part of his obedience and his imprints of drives. Okay, dog can have the drive, but if you imprint it right and you get these dogs to take off on these drives, you now have something to work because it's in your bag, right? It's in the dog's lexicon, and those drives will carry you so much farther. Confidence will carry you so much farther than if I took the dog and tried to do heel, sit down, stay with him. If I tried to make him first off, I wouldn't meet the criteria that this guy's already got the ability to do, right? He's much better served to let me build the dog's confidence level and get this dog really doing what he's supposed to be doing in regards to that agility and work more on the bite work and do some other things. Though he did have a good decoy. I won't give you his name yet, but I will. I'll break out because this gentleman that he's been having work the dog in the decoy work is a gentleman that I go back 30 years with again. Somebody else that I knew in my younger days that I respect, that is very good at his craft, and he's done an excellent job from what this guy's told me, and I believe him. I'm going to find out. We're going to go take him out to my police scenario group tomorrow, and I'm going to be concentrating on grips and strikes and some other things, and more so for development to see where the dog's at, but also for confidence building because he's ready to start going to some other decoys, start spreading them a little bit. Remember the way I treat my craft. Okay, I look at it like the horse industry. And if I had a bunch of horses in a barn and I was trying to get them ready to go onto the track and I was trying to build them to win the race, I would put the jockey on the horse's back that was at the right time and the right place for that jockey's skill. And the key is understanding who's who and what jockey has what skill that I need, right, at the right developmental time within that horse's life. It's the same way I treat my dog training. I go out there and I treat the industry as a whole, and I pick the decoys that are going to fulfill what I need at the right time and the right moment to develop that animal, right? That's what I do. And to me, that's the art, because you hear it all the time. It takes a village. I can't do it by myself. I can't do all the decoy work. I can work young dogs and I can get them doing the right things and build confidence within that interaction and that play interaction with me. That's how animals relate to lions, tigers, dogs. It doesn't matter. You see the cubs always playing with each other. They're teaching each other before they have to join the real world and go out and have to hunt and survive in the real world, right? So that's the same way I kind of treat it, and I have my whole little thing that I do to build my puppies and my young dogs that builds confidence. But within that is also environmental, agility, confidence building, right? That's what I'm going to be doing with this dog, right? With Draco, the Dutch Shepherd, right? Might as well call him the Reckless Dutch 2.0 because that's what he's going to be. And he's going to be badass. And more power to this gentleman that brought me the dog because he did it for a reason. He knew that the dog was the right age and he's got something going on in his life. He's got a baby in the coming in that just was born probably last night. She was going to be induced last night if it followed through. I haven't talked to him yet, but he's got a baby, so it makes a lot of sense. Get the dog out of his hair for a good month or so he doesn't have to and deal with having the baby come into the house, right? So it's perfect timing on all fronts. And he did it for a reason. And he told me, I'm doing what's best for the dog. In other words, he knows that I'm going to develop this dog and give this dog a whole nother facet to his growth and maturity towards the finished product. And that's a professional. That's somebody that really understands, and I really, again, I'm humbled. I'm humbled that he would bring the dog to me and that he would allow me to be able to have a part in this, and that hopefully we can build our relationship and get it back on the right page. And then, because he's not going anywhere. He may move out of this area, but he's going to be in the profession. And as the years go by, you start to have more and more people that spread out and go places and do things that you could, stay in touch. We're always seeing each other. We might see each other 20 years from now if we fall out and go into other things, but we'll end up at a trial someday. Or I'll go somewhere at a seminar, and that's how it happens. In this trade, we run across each other. I might not see somebody for 5-10 years, and all of a sudden there he is at a seminar or a trial or whatever. And that's the fun part about this trade. We got a trial coming up at the end of the month. NADF here in Oscar Mora and Elevated Canine is sponsoring it. It's going to be a cool trial, and I look to see a lot of people in the industry that are going to be out there that I've known for a lot of years, right? Along with a lot of kids that are haters. That's the other thing that's going on. This Instagram stuff just irritates me, but I won't keep harping on that. But so that's what we're doing with the Reckless Dutch 2.0, Mr. 2.0. We'll just call him 2.0. You'll be seeing him. You'll be seeing him come back on the Instagram platform, and he'll be showing off a little bit, I'm sure, as time goes along after he gets done with me. But realize, I'm not doing anything for the high echelon exactness and getting his shoulder right there, the prancing and all that high stuff. I'm not going to be doing much of that. I'm going to be doing more building of the dog's confidence level, agility, some bite work, and developing the dog's inner core. You know what I'm saying? That's more important, I think, to this dog and to what I do overall and what I can do for this gentleman, is because he's got the skill in his lexicon and his ability. He's got skill in his craft to be able to do the other stuff. He doesn't need me, right? If anything, I need to learn from him in that regard. So it's all good. All right, Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training, signing off. Sorry for the long yak, but I'm a little excited about this new dog I get to play with for the next month. It's going to be some fun. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.